Well guys, today we're going to be working on getting the motor out of the school bus. Now I told the guy I was just going to cut the frame right at the back of the transmission and just pull the whole front end out. I'm going to sell him the whole setup. And I've got to cut some cribbing to be able to support the frame of the school bus so it don't fall on me whenever I cut the frame. That's what I'm working on right now.
You might give him a backstory about the school bus and how it's never going to move again.
Oh, well, we bought the school bus. It's a good running, driving school bus. We drove it to Arkansas. We parked it where it's at, but it's the kids' bedrooms. It's never going to be put on the road again. Matter of fact, I didn't even ask for a title whenever I bought it. I don't know if I got one or not, to be honest with you. But I know I could have. But it's just a permanent housing, so it's never going to move again. I was actually hoping to be able to save the whole frame and motor and stuff and build a truck out of it someday, but I got an offer I couldn't pass up the other day on the motor out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut it, sell it, and yeah, we got to get this going. And I'm trying to make some cribbing so I can get the bus blocked up where it don't fall on me.
On his Woodland Mills HM130 Max.
Yeah.
Awesome sawmill. Best investment ever. Alright, I'm going to set this on time lapse and let y'all watch Wiley do his magic. You have to keep a close eye on these two. They're mean. There are wild roosters. They're a couple of feral birds.
I've got dirt on my hands, busted up and in a heart full of plans. With an old ranch and rusted out kit, I'll make it run on shade tree grit. Yeah, it's shade tree grit, fixing what's mine, with gravel in my soul and hands in the ground. I may not have the finest tools on the list, but I'm holding it together with shade tree grit. Every dent, every scar tells a tale that's tough, but making it work when the work gets rough. Not every man sees what I see in this. It's pieced back together with shade tree grit. Yeah, shade tree grit, built on nothing but heart. The job half patched, it's still a fine art. The sweat in my brow and dirt on my fist, I keep it rolling on.
Alright guys, so continuing on, David over at Come On Homesteading loaned me these bottles, so I actually have some gas to use the torch. I'm going to cut the frame on this bus We're going to cut a couple other pieces and stuff off where we can get, I'm just going to sell, I'm selling the guy everything all together, just cutting the frame and pulling the motor and transmission and everything out with it and selling him that whole front half of the bus. So, yeah, I mean, I got to get under there. We got to jack it up. We got to get cribbing under the back end of it. That way when I cut the frame, the front end don't just fall down on me. So we got to get it blocked up and cribbed up and all that good stuff, and then get these torches fired up and start cutting. So, yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Okay, well, squirrel. Let's change plans a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and cut what needs cut out here first before we crawl underneath. That way, you know, I'm not all muddy and dirty and don't feel like doing this afterwards. So let's do what we need out here first, and then we'll get going. This is great. Damn it. Mikey?
Spray it, Michael.
That's good. Good. Good place.
Ah, shit.
Barely. What's your face? Dog over there.
Got the wiring on fire. Oh, hey, look, that one's already broken, huh?
Huh?
Was that one already broken?
No, you just cut it.
That's got wire in it.
Oops.
You could probably record him from the other.
Shake tree grit. Neighbors stop by, say, how'd you make it run? I smile and say, just a job well done.
I'm a little bit scared. I want to, oh, hey, that's perfect. Okay, good. I'm glad I thought of that. Awesome.
Huh?
What?
What's your thought process?
Okay. Put your cribbing. I guess you're just gonna have to kind of go under that freaking frame for that fuel tank right there.
Am I gonna need to give you guys more?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on just a second. Let me set this camera where it can see you guys.
To a 3/4 inch range.
I'm coming out of the mines.
Yeah. You can't see your screen, so I don't even know if I'm recording what I need to be, but...
Let me have some water. Ow!
Oh.
I didn't mean right in my middle of my face.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, well, I'm like running out of room in there. Got the drive shaft cut. Now I've got to cut the other side of the frame. Because the door is so low to the ground, I can't get in from that side. So now I've got to try to figure out how to crawl around all the cribbing and go up in between the cribbing and cut that side of the frame. So that's what I'm working on now, trying to figure all that out. But
Lesson learned. Forethought goes a long way.
got to get some of this underskirting we put on here off so I can crawl around the other direction. So
We're pretty well done with cold weather anyway. So.
yeah, right. And we'll see how that works, because I don't want to be like fully under there whenever I cut this side of the frame, and this is the easiest exit, so I want to be over here whenever I cut this side, so I want to get that side cut first, and we'll see how that works.
More than tools or a high-dollar kit, you gotta have something like shade tree grip. When the job's finally done and the engine's alive, I feel a little more drive, a little more pride. From broken down parts to a road that won't quit, she's running strong on shade tree grit. Yeah, shade tree grit Just hands on the wheel and a soul that's wired with grease on the palms and dirt in the mix. I'm building my life on shade tree grit. Here's to death, every star tells a tale it's tough, of making it work when the work gets rough. Not every man sees what I...
I think I might be able to get it here.
I was probably putting the sewing needle back that he borrowed from Emily.
Go straight across over.
Ah, I see. Okay. I wouldn't have even been able to tell you.
I thought he had the walkie-talkies. All right, guys. I think we're about, I don't know,
Ouch.
75% done outside. Now I've got to get the shifter out because he wants the shifter with the transmission and the foot feed out. So yeah, we're trying to work on that now. Perfect.
Awesome.
Now, really, put that back in there, shift it down. Yeah.
Press it.
Yep.
Do you know what size you need?
A ½ inch. Come over there, damn it. All right, pull that through now, Mikey. There's that.
Dude, what the heck, man?
I think that there's a knob on it.
Yeah, it's little, but you should be able to work it out of there somehow. I don't know. So,
Move those bottles with us. Your tire's buried in the dirt over here.
all right, guys, there it is. My phone went dead. Jen had to take it in there and put it on the charger while we was digging this thing out, but finally got it out. Now I'm just trying to figure out how the heck we're gonna get it loaded up on a trailer because my tractor ain't gonna pick it up.
What about your winch?
If I had the stuff to use it, yeah.
What do we need?
About $100 worth of electrical cable.
Well, dag nabbit. I mean, you could take it out of what you're making for this.
Well, yeah, I could.
You'll have your return on investment very quickly.
Sure.
And then your winch would be ready to use too.
That is a good idea. Yeah.
Sometimes I have those.
But I mean, there's still more involved than just a winch. I don't know. So I'm just gonna have to do some figuring out here. So probably have to at least jack it up and get the tires off the wheels so it will roll easier, because these flat tires makes it hard to roll. So yeah, and then figure out how to get it on my gooseneck somehow. We'll see how that goes. But we're done. We got it out. We didn't burn the house down. So I mean, win-win.
Yeah. Got anything else to say?
I'm ready for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And then I can sit and think about how I'm going to get this thing loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go from there.
So your brainstorm's.
Well, guys, I'm sure she's going to want to get this thing posted. So while I deliberate, and between now and when I figure out how I'm going to get this thing loaded, we're going to go ahead and post this video, I'm sure. So as always, guys, work hard, stay humble, and love God.
Amen. Obviously, it's another day, y'all. I'm gonna talk because Wiley's driving, parking stuff. Anyway, so we are here delivering the motor, if you can see it back there on the back of the truck,
Yeah.
to Oklahoma City.
Schwartz Paving Company in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, Schwartz Paving in Oklahoma City, in case you didn't hear him.
I got to get out and find out where I'm supposed to be.
Yep, so
We're
we're
parked out here in front of the shop. I guess this is where I got to be, but I'm fixing to find out.
we're gonna pause this and call the guy, and we'll come back to y'all in a minute. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing unhooked. They're gonna come around with a machine and get it off of our trailer.
Seeing this, it's pieced back together with shade tree grit. Every dent, every scar tells a tale that's tough, of making it work when the work gets rough. Not every man sees what I see in this. It's pieced back together with shade tree grit. Yeah, shade tree grit, built on nothing but heart. The job half patched is still a fine art. The sweat in my brow and dirt on my fist, I keep it rolling on the shade tree grit. Yeah, shade tree grit, built on nothing but heart. A job half patched is still a fine art. The sweat in my brow and dirt on my fist, I keep it rolling on the shade tree grit.
Out here the nights get cold and the days are hard, but they feed my soul. No power lines, no city streets, just a piece of land and 2 bare feet. Every sunrise tells me why I fight so hard for this simple life. It's the grit that keeps me going through the storms and rivers flowing. With dirt-stained hands and a heart on fire, I build my world reaching higher. No easy road, no paved way shown, just the grit that keeps me going. Stacking wood and breaking ground, turning raw earth
Yeah, sure. You gonna pick it up? Alright. Give me just a second here. Let me get this thing started. This side's definitely.
go, y'all. It's unloaded. That was a lot easier than getting it on this trailer.
Well, guys, y'all seen it firsthand. The nose is missing off the school bus. Delivered to Oklahoma. And we are now back home. And this is what we got left over. I do have the hood. I'm thinking about taking the hood and just setting it in the goat's pen to give them something to jump up on and play on and, you know, all that stuff. It could probably be, it's probably worth a few bucks. I could probably put it on Facebook and sell it, but I looked and there's a ton of them on there. So, I mean, you know, it might not ever sell. But, yeah, there it is. Now the bus, you know, we could do something out here, maybe build a little top out here in the front and just have some storage area, or, you know, I don't know. There ain't no telling what we're liable to do, and we're liable to not ever do anything. It's liable to sit like this the rest of its life. I don't know. But, so there's more to come. While we was there, the friends of mine at Michael's Truck Repair in Shawnee, Oklahoma, that's kind of how I got this deal. It's actually who I got the bus off of, and then they called me and was like, hey, we've got some guys in Oklahoma City that's needing a motor. Are you interested in selling the motor out of that bus? So we stopped back by there, and while I was there, I found so these guys have a little bit of everything. And while I was there, I was talking to him and I was like, hey, you know, I'm thinking about buying another truck and start working on another truck. What do you have back here you'd sell? Because he's got a few of the 63, 4, 5, 6 Chevrolet pickups. And, well, he sold me a 66 Chevrolet pickup. Been sitting a while, but it's all there. It's a pretty darn nice truck. It does have a little bit of damage on the driver's side door. Y'all will see all this in a future video whenever I go pick it up. But yeah, anyway, all done. Everything worked out great. Delivery went great. We got to go by our old house, pick up a few more things on the way home. And like I said, I got a really, really, really smoking hot deal on a 66 Chevrolet pickup. I could not pass that up. So, keep your eye out for a future video on that. And as always, work hard, stay humble, and love God.